I'd like to thank the Campbell County Chamber of Commerce for this opportunity to speak with you all today. I'm Bryan Miller, Republican candidate for the United States Senate for the great state of Wyoming. I graduated from Sheridan High School in 1984 and later from the United States Air Force Academy in 1988 with a Bachelor of Science degree in biology. I've also earned 2 master's degrees during my 23 years of active duty service before retiring at the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. I'm a combat veteran, a command pilot, and I've been married to Susan, my wonderful wife, for nearly 24 years. After retiring from the Air Force, I returned to my hometown of Sheridan and started a small business. I've spent the last 3.5 years building my business by traveling the state and talking with Wyoming business owners at meetings related to the energy and agriculture industries. One of the first solid business contacts I made in Wyoming was with Mr. Lloyd Drain at the Wyoming Infrastructure Authority. By establishing that relationship early on, I was able to gain insight into the particular needs of Wyoming's energy industry. I was also able to provide the authority with expertise on how to work across government agency lines to ensure Wyoming's energy interests are realized. I'm proud to have had an impact at the authority and will continue to support Wyoming by maintaining that relationship when I become your U.S. Senator. Today, as a small business owner, consulting on energy and infrastructure projects, I know the difficulty of navigating the incredibly complex regulatory structure put in place by our federal government. For example, the regulatory impacts and costly mandates established by the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, are hurting Wyoming's businesses and are of great concern to me. I won't discuss the specifics as to why I think Obamacare is bad, but suffice it to say that I am a constitutional conservative who believes that a person's health care is a personal responsibility and is an issue best left between individuals and their doctors. I believe the Affordable Care Act exceeds that authority granted to the federal government, and I think the 10th Amendment supports my case, and I will work tirelessly to repeal Obamacare in total. Unfortunately, I see a great threat to Wyoming's businesses approaching. Direct attacks on our coal and in general the fossil fuel industry by the current administration through the EPA and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service will devastate our economy. These attacks are unwarranted and will unnecessarily drive fuel and energy prices higher across Wyoming and the nation. Our businesses need energy to thrive. The more expensive that energy is, the higher the cost will become for our consumers, thus reducing economic activity. As your U.S. Senator, I will introduce legislation to restrict the ability of unnamed, unelected bureaucrats to make de facto law through rulemaking process, which currently allows this administration to implement White House policy without congressional approval. By doing this, I believe I can eliminate that threat to our businesses here in Wyoming. The bottom line is that our federal government has grown out of control, and we all recognize that fact. I want to change that situation by returning to the fundamental ideals set out in the United States Constitution. I want to put states' rights and individual rights back where they belong, ahead of the federal government. After all, it's supposed to be a government for the people and by the people. Thank you for your time today, and please remember to vote for Bryan E. Miller on 19 August for the primary.